A very good evening and welcome back to a new week as far as the Frontline is concerned. And guess what? 2 years since the Frontline and the debates continue. We are going to have a nice one. I'm very sure about that. But first, we need to start with that Frontline trigger to usher us into the debate.
Firing shots came through from Najanankumbi as party leader Patrick Amuriat Oboi, in exercise of his powers, made changes to the leadership of the opposition in parliament.
We have paid attention to fine details as we carry out these consultations to take into consideration all the aspects that needed to be considered. We've therefore factored in all the permutations and combinations necessary to come to a conclusion on the new office bearers that will drive the party agenda in the second round of the life of this parliament. Therefore, I would like to present to this country and to the world the following changes. Leader of minority, Betty Aol Ochan. Chief Minority Whip, Ibrahim Semuju Nganda.
It is still sinking in my head and the head of those who are affected. Reshuffle is not a problem because the position we hold are not permanent. What would be a problem is the reason for the reshuffle. If it was a patch, then that's a problem. And we'll have to see it like people who have been affected, and we see how we can react.
The responses came streaming through in what has sparked off renewed controversy within the Blue Bus.
I want to call upon my leadership at Najanankumbi not to make the FDC a laughing party. We were the very people who said we won the election and we formed government. There is a people's government. You are all aware. How can we go ahead again to appoint the minority leader of the opposition? The same government. That is fooling. I cannot allow the party I belong to make the party I belong to, which I formed, we sacrificed, we tear gas, to be a laughing stock. I think the leadership must take us seriously.
Some of the newly appointed leaders, however, first had news of their appointment from NRM MPs and leaders, with the leader of the opposition first told by Bukuya MP Dr. Michael Bukenya that she would take over the mantle. The spillover continues in the pending Arua by-election, with scores of FDC MPs backing the independent candidate Kassiano Wadri, who defied the party position and chose to run as an independent after the party decided to stick with the flag bearer. Where does this leave the FDC?
You must practice what you preach. If you can't have justice, then there can never be justice given to another person. This is a situation where we expected that we should have gone through a primary election. I challenge them. I have gone through the constitution of Forum for Democratic Change Party. That I have served diligently ever since we founded it. I served as the Deputy Secretary General in charge of administration for 10 years. Right now I'm a member of NEC. Right now, I'm a deputy secretary for mobilization and organization in charge of Northern Uganda. So if I'm that a senior person and you cannot understand the situation on the ground, you cannot go with the wishes of the masses, then so be it. Because I told my party members, do not have armchair administration of sitting in Inaja. You sit in Najanankumbi and you want to decide things without finding the truth on the ground. I had expected them to come on the ground and hear it from the horse's mouth, as it were.
The interest of Uganda, that we all rally behind the Honorable Kassiano Wadri.
If the joint coalition, the so-called joint coalition, wants to make a point, they should state it. They should state it. And to my members of the FDC, they have to decide whether they want to be in the FDC or they want to be elsewhere. That too, we are prepared for.
What does this say about the state of the opposition in the country? This is NBS Frontline.
Welcome back from that frontline trigger. Very interesting indeed. Let's come back to the floor here. Let me start with the guest just to my left, the Honorable Proscovia Salam Musumba, FDC Vice President. She's right here. You're most welcome.
Vice Chairman.
So, sorry, the Vice Chairman.
Correct, thank you.
Vice Chairman.
Hello out there. Good to be with you this evening.
Nice in nice blue.
Correct.
Is this the sky
I'm
blue?
in full color.
Full color.
Full color, I'm on duty.
Good. I like this energy. Next to her.
Come on, this is sky blue, my dear.
Next to her is Fabrice Rulinda. He's a communication specialist, but he associates with the NRM, a young, some people say, upcoming leader in the NRM. You're most welcome.
I hope this color doesn't fool anyone.
Good.
I was really caught unaware. I hope this color doesn't fool anyone.
It's a nice coloration. You can be painted any color, don't worry. It's just a color. But there is a meaningful color blue with the Honorable Geoffrey Ikanya. He is the treasurer, the money bag, the man who holds the bag for FDC. Immediate past MP in charge of Tororo Municipality. You're most welcome to the Tororo County, sorry.
Thank you very much and good evening.
And it's good to have you here. I think the two of you, it's your maiden appearance. We are glad that exactly when we make 2 years, you are on the front line. Thank you so much, and I congratulate you.
The blue color and waiting for money from OO.
Yeah. Ofono Opondo, the indefatigable frontliner. Some people say he shoots first and then he aims later, that he shoots from the hip. You are most welcome back, and it's good to always see you.
Thank you, Charles. I hope you don't offer Kenya this opportunity to try to commit suicide again.
Did he try to?
I'm expecting money from you.
In another house.
Anytime you can make NRM in the
I know the
bank
politics
money,
of Tororo. I will not enter it. I'll only be an umpire. Finally, but not of the least importance, is Honorable Anthony Akol. He is the MP for Kilak County North and FDC. We are going to find out which leaning, because now FDC seem to be leaning differently, and we are going to be finding out that in the course.
Anyhow.
Let me put the record right. I am a NEC member.
Yes.
And I'm FDC.
You're FDC.
There is no FDC in opposition and there is no FDC in government. So I am FDC.
We'll take
That
your
is
word
it.
for it.
Yes.
Good. I think it's only proper to start with the most senior here. Honorable Salam Musumba, you viewed the trigger, and it's very telling. Are you in disarray? What is happening to FDC? Are you? What exactly is happening? First, let's start from that. Is there a problem, or there is nothing? Or is there only a problem of communication going on?
Well, let me tell all of you that we are intact. We have a robust party. We have a viable party, a competitive one, that has the right leadership at the top, in the middle, and in the bottom. What you hear and what you see, the commentary there's one bit that is missing, of Honorable Mwiru making an announcement to this country that Musema Bruce was our official candidate in Arua municipality. Because he's the guy that contested the last time round. And the policy of the party is that you remain a flag bearer for the period of that term.
The term being 2.5 or 3 or 5 years?
There's a term. It's not 7 years. It's a term. The term of 5 years.
The term of parliament?
Yes, the term of parliament.
Okay.
And therefore, when a by-election emerges, it's the practice of FDC to maintain the same flag bearer, unless there's a petition that arises out of their unsuitability. We haven't had that anywhere. That's why I was able to go back to Kamuli. Honorable Mwiru went back to Jinja East. There was a petition against him that it was out of time, and we prevailed over the party structures to let Mwiru be the candidate. It is the same position that happened when the Honorable from Rukunjiri won the court petition. And it was the Honorable Kasiano Wadri who rapidly cancelled that was the position. And so we too are in shock that Wadri, who wants to tell us that you practice what you preach, is not in order.
So he's not
in order.
He's not practicing what
not
he's preaching
at all,
himself.
not at all. And he should be honest to this country as a senior leader to understand that what he is alleging is all wrong. All wrong, and he owes it to us and the struggling Ugandans to know the truth. He knows for sure.
Is he being dishonest with the truth?
Very, very, very dishonest par excellence.
Okay, let me first bring in Honorable Kilak MP here. Who are you going to support in Arua as a NEC member? From what we are seeing.
You know, when my vice chairman was talking, she forgot one by-election that happened.
You people
remember the by-election that brought in Bobby Wine, Honorable. In that by-election, we had Honorable Katinti, who was actually
the flag bearer.
Yes, and it was maintained.
Yeah.
This is not only applicable to FDC. Several times I interact with many people who are in NRM. Even in my district, Namoro. Every time there are actually activities of NRM, the flag bearers are respected and they are always invited. And that shows to you that if there is any by-election coming up, they will also maintain the flag bearer. So
you're going to support, in brief, you're going to support...
To be straight to the point, I will support the position of my party.
You'll support the position?
And that is my position.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Honorable Ikanya, from the foregoing, what is your take? Is there... I don't want to... Because I know now you're going to support, as an official, a treasurer, you're definitely going to support the position of the party. But I want you to take it to the next level. That contradiction that is going on, does it worry you as a senior party leader?
Of course, we have raised some concerns because we need to understand what's the main objective of the political party is to ascend to power and offer service.
Yes.
Now, this has been what my vice chairperson said and what my colleague said, is the practice. There is a debate going on that today you may be flag bearer for Toro County North. But after 1 week, a situation may happen on the ground and you find that Honorable Salam or OO is now more popular and can help the party to retain that seat. So there is a debate within the party that this policy may require review. But for that to happen, the decision must be taken by all organs of the party and all the members of the party, including the National Council and the other organs, must be aware and participate so that people prepare their mind But as we speak now, that is the position of the party. But also, you can say, Ekanya Geoffrey, you are the flag bearer, and I opt out. We have a situation currently in Kapelebiong and Hoima, where we had our flag bearer of the last election. But the district executive, the members of the party, had a dialogue and a discussion. And our flag bearers opted out, not that they were forced out. And therefore, you see, I really don't like discussing individuals at my age, at my level. Because we have a voice recording of our brother, Honorable Wadri, including a video that we could easily give you and you play it. But it doesn't help us. His commitment to supporting Bruce. But also the other point that I believe even OO will agree with me and all the panel members here, that this young man, Bruce, left the university. He left his job with some international organization, contested, he lost election. He suffered cost and so forth, and he's still struggling to meet the fine, court fine. My brother, Honorable Adri, whom I worked with as a commissioner, is not hungry, is not needed to say. He has a bit of what he requires to live decently, including paying fees for his children, even if they want to go abroad. But in addition to that, he has a constituency, now that he's now surrendering to Honorable Biga Kania. But his wife is also now going to contest in Iteso, where OO has been. Now, we are seeing this as greed, to summarize it all. And that's not the type of, it is good that God has brought him to expose himself. Because such people, if you are with them in power, you will not be able to achieve the objective of being in power.
Okay. Okay, I need to bring you here at this, at this time. Are you in glee, or how, or are you concerned? Are you concerned about what's going on in FDC? To what extent?
Well, first of all,
from the reshuffle, we are going to come to the reshuffle, of course, but
the rare occasions that I agree with the Proskovia.
They are growing in number.
They are growing in number. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. We are all building. We all say we pay lip service to building, strengthening, consolidating a functioning multi-party democracy. Unfortunately, many of the leaders, particularly I want to say leaders,
Yes.
appear to be more motivated by immediate, short-term, selfish, personal gains. When multi-party dispensation doesn't favor them, they run away to individual merit. They will find all excuses.
And justify it.
And this is being helped by the fact that generally all the political parties don't have effective research departments. And consequently, even when you have a position, take the current case of Arua, where you have a flag bearer 2 years down the road. For some reason, he may not be popular, but you don't have enough data to prove that he is not popular. And he maintains the law of your party, the regulations of your party, says he or she remains the flag bearer. Obviously, you should keep with that person because that's the policy of the party. Now, many of the leaders, opportunists, like in this case, Kassiano was defeated in Terego. He has jumped from Terego to Arua municipality. He should have been decent enough to wait until 2021. He goes back to take on Obiga Kania of the NRM. But he has found a convenient way. Yes, of course, I know the Constitution allows you.
did he stand with the bigger Kania, or there is a new constituency where he was defeated?
It's
It is
not
a
a
new
bigger.
constituency. The constituency was split.
The split.
And there is a guy called Moses who defeated Kassiano.
Who defeated him.
Yes.
So, but
Kania remained in another constituency.
the main point I'm making is he should have waited for 2021. He goes back either to the old constituency and he competes and he defeats the person, or
He comes for a new...
He can choose. He can even come to Toro municipality, no problem. But
No, even in Arua municipality.
Yeah, oh yeah, but that would be a new. But
arrangement.
here he appears to be taking more an opportunistic position, and that happens a lot in the NRM, by the way. In the NRM,
How do you usually resolve yours?
the NRM constitution, these ones are saying it is a policy of FDC. In the NRM, it is actually the constitution of the NRM. If you are elected the flag bearer in 2015,
You are elected for the whole term.
you are elected for the entire period of that parliament.
Okay.
Even if for some reason that constituency falls vacant, you come back. Unless it is your own volition, or as has happened in many instances, perhaps you have received appointment which does not allow you to participate in partisan politics, then the NRM is obliged to conduct a new fresh primaries to select flag bearers.
Okay.
Or in a similar case which Honorable Kanya has referred to, if there is consensus building and they convince you and you see the point that you would not make any good effort and you drop out, then the party is obliged to have a fresh. So I think we should encourage keeping to the party constitution, to the party rules, until we have changed them. But
And
if we have not changed them, we should stick to them.
So is it possible that there arises a situation like happened with my friend Dr. Elioda, where, you know, the party takes a decision that this person is stronger? Can it happen?
Well, yes, it can. That's now strategic or tactical.
Does it also become a selfish
No.
undertaking?
No, if it is a decision taken by the party leadership and the party organ, then it becomes a strategic decision of the party or tactical decision of the party. But let me go to the second issue.
Very
the one
quickly,
of the changes. I know we are going to discuss in depth.
Yes.
I am glad.
No.
That
Can you keep the changes? Just keep the changes there. You are itching. I know you are itching.
No, I'm not itching.
You are itching to touch on it. But first wait,
How many times
let us finish the...
Okay, I'm not touching it for the time being.
You're not touching now. Fabrice, you are a younger political, player, and then you are seeing all this. What you said? How do you?
Sambala.
That there is what?
Anyhow.
How does this? How do you think? What do you think about this kind of thing, in terms of the fact that there is a multi-party dispensation, which has rules, there are parties, but then you see there are total disagreements going on between the leaders at the top and then the people down here, those of us Abantu Awansi, the ones down. Now say, is there really a difference between the two parties, the biggest parties? NRM does the same, FDC does the same, and so...
Charles, for a start, and I don't mean to defend NRM, we don't do the same. But before we go into that, I'd like to first address what Honorable Kenya just said.
Yes.
As a young person, I am actually petrified for the country if him as an honorable member of parliament, because I'm told once an honorable member of parliament, always an honorable member of parliament.
Yeah.
But two, as a treasurer, which means he is one of the top officials of his party.
Yeah.
And the people selling to the people of Uganda that they are giving us an alternative or change, for him to say that the reason Honorable Kassiano Wadri should stand down for this gentleman, Bruce, is because Honorable Kassiano Wadri has school fees for his kids. It makes me think, as a Ugandan, that we are just pawns in a chess game where they use us as ladders to get to where they go and eat. I am honestly petrified for the country and for the people if honestly all we are is a meal ticket. I would think a meal ticket, because I would think that we are not just votes that get people to go and sit down and eat. I would think that if Honorable Kenya was going to give his points, he would have mentioned the abilities, the strengths, and the things that the gentleman as the flag bearer, Bruce, is going to provide for the people of Arua municipality. It is really sad that what they are fronting is a person who has lost his job, has lost money, and has to go into parliament so that he can recoup what he put inside. What I would say, personally, I would think them as FDC, they have their constitution. Why can't it be followed? You cannot be claiming to be different from
Maybe
NRM.
you should ask, is it in the constitution or it has just been
from what they have all
practice?
mentioned, it is their constitution.
No.
It's our policy.
It is a policy.
It's our practice.
Fine.
For
It is
NRM,
your
it is
practice.
in the constitution.
For us, it's in the
It
constitution.
doesn't make any difference because the understanding is the same.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So I'll go with that. If it is your understanding,
Yes.
why is there the division? You see, all along, what FDC has been selling to the people of Uganda is they are different.
And we are.
Not necessarily.
We are.
Not
That's why
necessarily.
we are here
Because
to
right
defend
now, what you're doing is not showing the people of
No,
Uganda
we
that
are
you're
doing
different.
the
What
same
you're
thing.
showing, Honorable Musumba,
Yes.
is that you people are looking to eat.
No.
From Honorable Ekanya's words
no,
is,
no.
this is a meal ticket.
No, please. No, please.
You are picking the tail end of it, and that is where the problem begins.
Please enlighten me.
Yeah, who has monetized politics in this country is NRM. Some of us have been arguing.
So you
that-
join the bandwagon?
Please get the point. Some of us have been saying it very clear
Yes, sir.
that you need to reduce the size of parliament. The frustration of MP is unnecessary because this is a service. But the fact that once a member goes in there, he or she is paid.
Okay.
You get the point.
Honorable Kenya, you say you need to reduce the size of parliament,
Yes.
yet you participate in every election that is
No,
put there.
get the
Yes, we
point.
have
Because
to.
you see, you have first to be
you?
there in order to sort it
If
out.
you want to be different, why are you participating in
That-
something
that's-
you think is
no,
wrong?
no.
It's like saying theft is bad, but you see people stealing
No,
and
this
say,
is
let's
not
go
theft.
steal.
No, this is not theft. This is about representation.
Okay,
This is about people's voice. This is about a citizen's right.
okay.
It's not optional.
Because your discussion
Listen,
today,
listen.
nothing has been said about citizens, their voices, or their
I'm
rights.
saying that I'm the first to mention citizens.
Okay.
We are looking at citizens and them having a right to be represented, having a voice at the table.
Is it about just representation or the right representation?
I think you're missing a point.
Why are you splitting hairs?
What you're
does that mean?
what you're trying to bring forward is,
Yes.
you want to say, if NRM as a government has created more constituencies, then because as FDC we are saying, it is not right to have many members of parliament, then you want us not to participate in the elections, which cannot happen.
Honorable.
It is you people in government and you're creating more constituencies. Now,
Like
if
Black-
it was,
like-
yes,
like North.
like Black North was created.
Okay.
So you wanted that because we are saying we should have less members of parliament, then I should not participate
No,
in the
that's
election.
not what I'm
It
saying.
can't work.
You realize as
Okay.
members of parliament, you have actually a voice that you could sit together and say, you know what, you can pass a policy that restricts that. Have you tried that?
The numbers.
What
can't
happened
allow
with
it.
what happened with the age limit if you're talking about the
numbers.
parliaments?
Okay, let's have one person talk at a time. Let's have one person.
I don't-
Oh, you want to?
Yeah, I don't see why the FDC guys should fault my colleague, because they are the ones who, it is Ekanya who has framed the debate.
True.
That apart from the policy of FDC, being that the flag bearer keeps the flag for the 5 years, Kassiano Wadri in particular
Has enough.
shouldn't come into this election.
Because he has something.
No. Because he has something, and he put a bigger rider to it.
That is
that
what?
this young man abandoned his job at Makerere International Organization and has dates in court, implying that perhaps if he had enough, maybe Ekanya would be arguing differently. Then Ekanya made another rider. He said Kassiano Wadri's wife
He's also
is
running somewhere else.
also going to run for an impending election in one of the districts in Iteso.
I think
This is Ekanya's
you're anticipating too much.
this is Ekanya's main point on this issue.
Okay,
If he had stuck to the fact that it is the policy of FDC to keep the flag bearer, that would be nobody
A
would.
good
I wouldn't
debate.
have even
Okay,
known
let's give Ikanya now the chance. And Fabrice, I definitely agree with you. Ekanya, you made that point. you have a right to respond or to make it clearer, clarify that maybe you made that in jest or as a mistake,
You know,
and you want to withdraw it.
You know, when you go to the bathroom to wash your hands, there's some water that dripples. You don't follow that. That is the water that has drippled on the roadside.
But when it is the main flow, because in this case, the main flow of the water
is that it is our policy.
Good.
And Bruce Musema is the most credible candidate. And by God's grace, he's going to win that Arua municipality.
Okay.
I pray for him.
Okay, good. Now, let's touch on, I need us to frame another discussion, and then we shall go with both of them together. The issue of the reshuffles. Criteria. What did you use as a criterion for making the reshuffles? Was it quality expected of the persons you put in the new positions, or was it something to do with loyalty? Honorable Abudu Katuntu has questioned, is it a purge? We want to get it from the horse's mouth, and the horse is Honorable
It's
Salam.
right here.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me say this to you again. The only consideration is that you're a member of parliament, because every member of parliament is qualified to offer leadership in parliament. And therefore, for all the members of parliament, your chances and your opportunities to be a leader in parliament are equal. Why did we choose the way we did? We did choose because we want to align the party and parliament. That's the biggest objective we want. We do not want to have many power centers. We do not want to be talking at cross purposes. And our agenda in parliament has changed too. And therefore, we have created a team, not an individual. You like to pick out the individual, but it's the team that we are sending to parliament to achieve our goal in the last and second round of parliament's life. If it was football, when you're making your substitution, you're truly marking yourselves and saying, what is the overriding goal we want to achieve? And that's exactly what we are doing. It's well within our ambit to do so. We don't have to justify anything, because we didn't pick nobody from outside parliament.
Okay.
And so I want us to rest that discussion and let the people work. This may not be the last reshuffle.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wanted to touch on that, but also, as you touch on that issue of reshuffle, in terms of the choices that were made, the changes, can you also make a clarification on the fact that, you remember in 2010, the NRM also decided to pick, in Padiere County, the NRM decided to pick Dr. Odoj in the place of a flag bearer, Okumuringa. Was your policy in the constitution already there, or was it still not yet put in the constitution? Because we need to, I am now trying to, tease out a number of things that FDC does that NRM also does. The things that NRM does, FDC.
Why do you compare?
Although you come from Nimbi, you still not remember that story well.
In 2010,
Yes.
first reminders.
First of all, let me just go back a little bit where you are saying that we behave like FDC. Yes, there has been tendencies in the NRM where some leaders, when there's a disagreement like this one among the FDC in Arua municipality, some leaders, they could be at the top level.
Yeah.
Not officially sanctioned by the party. Maybe they read and they say, yes, you have a flag bearer, but the flag bearer has weaknesses which we cannot admit publicly. So you go back to the military formation and say, can we do a special operation? So that if we have an independent,
I like that one.
If we have an independent who is viable, is allied to NRM, perhaps he lost in the primaries, or he is known to be sympathetic to NRM, he will reinforce NRM position in the parliament. Then you can go and send outfits to support that person. You may even have logistics to support that person, because you are dealing now with reality. that yes, your constitution bars you from replacing your flag bearer, but in reality, you know the inherent weakness of your flag bearer, your candidate, and therefore, yes, and therefore you go for special operations.
Okay.
For somebody who will reinforce your position.
Yes, and I like that.
For people with the military background,
we know that.
I think special operations.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Padiere. Padiere, I think there we lost a member of parliament. We lost a member of parliament who was NRM, and then there was
was it the UPC, the person who was
No. We had a person died, and then the NRM person was not interested in coming back, and so we conducted fresh primaries. But remember, in the previous parliament, Honorable Kumuringa had been the member of parliament, but also the NRM chairman of the district.
Yes.
And I think since that time, including what he's doing now, you can see he wants to hold the constituency password holder. When you see someone who has donated a borehole is reported to be uprooting boreholes because he has lost election, then you see there's something wrong.
That one we couldn't verify because it was not him, it was his supporters.
His supporters,
but
whatever.
It was not him.
But so in that particular case, they went for fresh primaries. He lost to that doctor you are referring to. Now, about the FDC, obviously, yes, the FDC is free to change their leadership at whatever time their constitution provides, in conformity also with the rules of parliament. I am made to understand the rules, according to the rules of parliament, the reshuffle of leader of opposition, all the changes that have taken place, should be done about December, maybe 3 months from now. That's what I said I'm made to understand. If I'm wrong, that is a different matter.
You understand bad things. Why?
Yes, so I know Saram will even defend the wrong things. Because so if the FDC say they live by policy, they live by practice. If it has been the standing practice of FDC since 2006 that the leader of opposition is allowed, that team is allowed to run for 2.5 years of parliament, of the session of parliament, then it now begs a question. Why in this particular case, this team has not been allowed to run for the 2.5 years? And no.
Let him first finish his point. I'm coming back to you, Honorable Ikanya.
So that's where now people begin to smell a rat.
No.
That
the rat being a suspicion.
The suspicion. And I agree with Honorable Abdul Katundu because on another show, he did not say if, he said this is a purge. And explained, he said, this purge eliminated members of parliament who did not support Amriat Oboy because...
Against Muntu.
Against Muntu. But secondly, because Amriat Oboy, in their view, and I think in many eyes, he's not his own man. He's the man of the person who's leading the defiance wing of FDC. The man who claims he won election and formed the people's government, in which...
Which one is that?
Mr. Kizabesiji.
Okay.
In which Mr. Amriat Oboy is the Minister of Works in the people's government.
But also a president.
Yes.
And Honorable Salam Musumba, Prime Minister.
Yes, Prime Minister. Now,
Like
that's why I'm saying I am glad with the shift. No, listen, I'm glad with the shift that has so far taken place.
Okay.
Because when Amriat announced the changes, he said he's appointing minority leaders in parliament.
Good.
But between his announcement and the Speaker's office, they had changed the language to comply with what they are disagreeing with, to say they are now appointing leaders of opposition in parliament.
Which is something we shall touch on, because the leader of opposition's position is provided for in the constitution,
this is what I'm saying.
and the minority is not.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I like
FDC.
I'm like this is what I'm
going
saying.
against the constitution. That's another point.
This is what I'm saying. I like this climb down.
No.
That from appointing minority leaders,
It's not a climb down.
what they sent to parliament,
sense.
what they sent to parliament,
Basic.
is opposition leadership.
Good. Oh, you have made your point. I wanted you to finish your time, but I was really hard pressed because Honorable Salam Musumba said you're belaboring nothing. I didn't want us to spend more time on nothing, but I realized there was an important point.
When it pains most, she doesn't want me to touch it.
No, don't touch.
I have left it.
Honorable Ikanya.
Yes.
I want you to come at that point. OO has made some interesting revelations, of course, reminders, really. One of them, and you need to, the three of you need to help each other on this at your different times. One, the contradiction that comes from you, and you need to take this seriously because you also belabor not to be compared to the NRM, but we now see, if we use the term I like using, which I borrowed from Honorable Winnie Byanyima a lot, that if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it must be a duck. Now, all your behaviors as FDC and the leadership show that you're no different from the NRM. And you should accept, let's accept that. And then we can say,
Which parameters are you using?
okay, now, these are the things we're talking about.
Yes.
These are the things, we are coming.
All right.
You take notes.
They're not like us.
We agree with you.
You have also denied. You have also denied.
They are worse.
Okay, let's start with Honorable Ikanya. These are the issues. Honorable Salam, just hold on. These are the issues that the pointers. One, you say you're appointing minority leaders, your president, but that position is not provided for in the Constitution. And you have always blamed the NRM for going against laws, rules, Constitution. So you are doing the same. What is provided for in the Constitution is a leader of opposition, and it is in the Constitution, in an article there. I think, around 90-something. So why don't you go to Parliament and say the reason why this was provided for was the situation was different. Right now, we think this is the better position. Let's change the position. So you need to answer that. Two, the issue of insisting that you won an election and you said, and actually went against Muntu, and on that basis, you decampaigned Muntu vigorously that he does not agree with the defiant group. And you said, for us we won, Muntu should not have appointed a shadow cabinet, and then you went ahead, Besigye appointed a government. Honorable Salam Musumba here is a prime minister in that government.
Sure.
Honorable, my friend Poa, Patrick Amuriat, is a minister for works in that government. I think you are minister for finance.
I'm the minister for foreign affairs.
For foreign affairs in that government.
And I constituted the government, by the way.
Now, you constituted the government.
Yes.
For which Dr. Besigye was even arrested.
No, Dr. Besigye was in jail and I constituted while he was in jail.
Okay, good, good. Now, you are going against that and you have decided to appoint minority leaders in Parliament, meaning you have accepted the government of Museveni.
No.
Now you have to answer. And then the other one, is this a purge? Since OO said, Honorable Abudu Kaftuntu actually confirmed that this is a purge against Muntu people. You start with...
Now, let me just ask you a question. If you plan to cross a river and the boat has been taken by your enemy, you only have a thorn to cross the river. You will hold on to the thorn, cross the river, get your boat from the enemy, lay it properly, and more people will cross the river. And that's what FDC is doing.
Translate it.
As we speak
today, the NRM are the majority. We do not have the necessary numbers to amend the Constitution. Ours is we shall win by defiance. We have to enter there. To get our belief is that according to our numbers, we have a minority leader. Rose by whatever name smells rose. You get the point. We wanted General Mugisha Muntu to make it clear that yes, according to the law that we imposed on us, like the apartheid, you call people who have less MPs in the House opposition. We don't believe in it, but we are going to be there. Once we occupy the space, we have the necessary numbers, we shall cause the amendments. It does not make us behave like NRM, that during the night, they will declare OO as a flag bearer, and as he has rightly said, then deploy outfits, send money, and support independent. For us, we do it in open and broad daylight. Hope I've made that very clear. And therefore, yes,
I want
please.
to add that, look, we are offering free education to this country, political education, particularly to you.
To OO.
To OO, the chief ideologue, the mouthpiece, the loudspeaker. We are telling him that, look, under a presidential system, what obtains is a minority leader, like the American system. It's simple English and simple logic. We want to realign the systems that we have adopted to the right, do you call it nomenclature? The right language. When you're running a Westminster system, the parliamentary system, where you have the prime minister to form government, that's where you have opposition. What we are saying is that we want to educate this country that, look, we are using the wrong terms. We are offering education. We know. We do know.
Just so we're clear, Honorable Salam Musumba, just to be clear with you,
Yes.
if you're going to go with nomenclature, you cannot use it in Uganda because, one, for a start, we have both the president and the prime minister. If you're going to play with nomenclature, you would have to have one or the other. We are operating first of all, we are a republic. We're a republic,
Yes.
which has both a president and a prime minister. If you want to bring in the American system, you'll either have a president and not a prime minister. If you want to bring the Westminster system, you'll have a prime minister
So
and
which
not a
one
president.
you
Now,
want
what
a
we are
cocktail?
talking about, we already have a cocktail.
And
We already have a
the
cocktail.
cocktail is not blending. That's what
We already have a cocktail.
Okay, Fabrice, granted.
Fabrice.
Do you want to take
Honorable
Mr. Fonopondo's
Honorable
information?
Salam, I just want to take Honorable Salama on her own words, the nomenclature. Let us assume they want to align the fact that it is better to use the word minority leadership in parliament
And majority leader.
and majority leaders in parliament.
Yes.
Honorable Salam Musumba was in that parliament when we changed the constitution from the movement to the multi-party
Party system.
dispensation.
Yes.
25, 26.
Yes.
211, 216. I would want to challenge Honorable Salam Musumba. And by the way, she was even, I think, a commissioner
Yes, I was.
at one
She was,
point. I want to challenge Honorable Salam Musumba or any FDC member of parliament, including the 4 previous leaders of opposition. Any motion they have ever brought on the floor of parliament.
Oh, you don't need it. You just go and pick the answer.
I am saying, which you ever brought,
They did.
up to which committee level, what stage, where at which point did it die? And if it died,
It died
are
at
you
stillbirth.
to say, Mr. Constitution of Uganda, we are now proposing to change you from opposition to minority, so that when it died at what stage, now you say you have defeated this position by way of reasonable amendment on the floor of parliament, and therefore we want by defiance, so that you're right to the speaker, or you think that the public is gullible, you think that the media is gullible, they will take it, they have appointed minority leaders, but you go underground and
What is
actually write it.
gullible? What is gullible about this?
There's
nothing gullible about this.
Leaders of
This is basic common sense.
Yes.
There's nothing
So,
gullible about
common
it.
sense on
why is
whose
it that
part?
to the speaker,
Okay,
to the clerk
let
of
me
parliament, you
say
have
this,
written leaders of
because
opposition?
that is
And
what
yet,
applies.
When you're announcing, you're saying minority leaders.
I've made myself clear.
You have
The
it.
position is to educate.
You can't
Is
educate
to
nothing.
educate you.
No, you're not capable.
You.
Apparently, you're
You
not.
see, you are not capable of learning. Let me say this again.
I want
we
to bring
fully
in Honorable
understand.
Akol.
No, listen. We fully understand the constitutional provision, but we will keep telling this country that what obtains is a minority leader and a majority leader. Because you could have a president without the majority.
Like it happened in Kenya
Yes.
last time.
And it's applying even in Kenya.
No.
But let me say
During the
also, let
ODM.
me tell this amendment was proposed and it didn't see the light of day because of the numbers. They couldn't even see the common sense. It was given by Honorable.
If you won elections, how didn't you have the numbers?
But
then in
even your
Parliament?
director, ICT of police, has done a post that we got to 58%.
I am
Now,
saying-
let me say this finally.
No, that we got 58%.
You have rightfully said where he is.
Yeah.
If he was honestly a man standing by his word, he would be here.
Imagine
You know,
here
he would
with
be
the yellow
here
color
giving
Karura.
his stand on this.
Okay, I wanted to bring in Honorable Cole and Fabrice at this point, but we need to pay the bills as we go for a break right now. And when we come back, the debate is going to continue. For me, what I am interested in doing today is I want both sides to tell us where they differ from the other. That's the main point that I want people to take today. Let's go for that break. Gentlemen and lady, we are back on air. It's interesting. The backroom discussion, I wish it could be brought back to the for the viewer to watch. But Honorable Cole has conceded that I start with Mr. Rolinda. Let me put this question to you. Fabrice, you in the NRM, and for me, I'm insisting on this. I may be wrong, but you see, even NRM is blaming the opposition that they take people who have failed here, then they take this side, that opposition does this and the other. But NRM, if you see the things that are going on, NRM is still the same. For my sister, for example, just a minute. My sister, Honorable Tiperu, also came from, if we are going by the wisdom of Ekanya, my sister Tipero came from Arusha and then went to Koboko North, I think. Koboko North against the NRM guy there, the Honorable Asiku, who defeated her. And then she's now in Arua municipality. Same thing, previously in Yumbe. Previously in Yumbe.
You may say similar, not same.
Similar.
Because in this circumstance, after Birga's death,
yes,
there is
no. Yes, I agree.
We did a primary.
Okay, I agree with your word. Similar. So based on that similarity, Fabrice,
yes,
based on that similarity, what can we take to say, to put the argument to the people out there that we are stronger, we are better, and this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the reasons we are better and different from the FDC?
Thank you, Charles. For a start, Honorable Musumba, Honorable Kanya,
Honorable Cole.
The Honorable Cole and their president, Paul, I'd like to congratulate them. Why am I congratulating you?
I'm worried.
I am congratulating you for finally showing the people of Uganda the true colors of the opposition that we have that is seated in that parliament.
Because you don't go born?
No. Fine.
Let's give him chance.
Fine.
Give him chance.
You see, I was taught in primary school that a bad workman blames his tools. There's a poem that I was taught in college. It says, excuses are tools of the incompetent, built on monuments of nothingness, and those that specialize in them often amount to nothing but excuses. Here's the situation. You have people that have been enjoying convoys, allowances, offices. Now, those offices...
Provided by the Constitution.
Provided by the Constitution. Now, that same Constitution also
there too
provides for them to be reshuffled. Believe me, I'm not questioning whether FDC did right or did wrong. I'm not questioning, like my brother said, the purge or not. The situation is there was a reshuffle. But what has shown is the selfishness that is the people that are governing us as the general public. I'm not talking as an NRM-leaning person. I'm not talking as a person who supports the ruling party. I am talking as a Ugandan. What this has showed is that our leaders are not interested in anything but positions. Today, what should the leader of opposition and the people concerned, what should they have done? They should have stepped back, said thank you for a chance to have served our country, and allowed the next person to come in.
That's what Honorable Winnie Kiva did.
Oh, let me land.
That's what you did.
Let me land. What has happened is it has created friction. They've called it a purge. They've called it vendetta. They've called it whatever it has been called.
Political opinion is their right.
Yes, it is their right. But what it could have been, if honestly the opposition claims we are clinging on to power, if you are clinging on to power when you do not have the state yet, what will you do that day the state is handed to you? God forbid.
Why
Tomorrow,
God forbid?
No, no,
they are worthy.
They will not.
Are they not worthy?
No, no,
They will provide.
let me land.
That's
God
change.
forbid
No, he
that
won't.
something happens tomorrow
He won't
and the
forbid.
country is handed to you. Honestly speaking, the anger, the dissatisfaction, the disgruntledness, the malice that you have showed or portrayed to the nation is worrying.
Wow.
What we could have expected is, in grace, you could have said, fine, there's been a change. If honestly you claim you're different from the NRM, I agree with you. You are very different. No, I agree with you. You're very different. You are extremely different.
No, Fabrice,
because with all the indiscipline you claim,
that
no.
poetry again?
Yes, no. With
that
the
poetry
indiscipline you
again?
claim that we have as NRM,
Yes.
do you know what you should have done?
We did.
This fracas shouldn't have even been seen.
There's
I have
no
not
fracas.
seen the
There's no
letter.
fracas.
Oh, we received the letter
No,
before the
no,
leader of
no.
opposition received it.
No. She
Me
wasn't
on my
Before the
phone.
speaker, before the speaker.
Yes,
No,
no,
please.
me on my social media, on my phone, I received the letter before
Where did
the
you
speaker
steal?
did.
Where did you steal it
I
from?
mean, it's been going round, so you should be asking yourself
you
who's
must have
liking, who's
stolen
leaking.
it.
One of the
it.
things that I had was done,
You must.
that I had happened, Honorable All actually did not know that she had been appointed. She was told by an MP, I think,
Whose
by
narrative?
Dr. Bukenya.
Whose narrative is this?
Of
That's
NRM.
fine. That's
Guys,
fine.
shut up.
Honorable
On TV.
Musumba.
Guys, just
Honorable
shut up,
Musumba,
please.
it's fine.
No.
Okay, fine. Whether she got it in official letter, whether she got a briefcase that came with the letter, that's fine. What I'm saying here is, you are better than us, as you claim.
No, but
And I honestly-
let's put the facts clear.
No, let me first bring in Honorable Akol, and then I will come back to you. Honorable Akol, an issue was raised by OO that I need you to respond to, because I said there are so many issues flying around, and I will be asking each of you to respond to those to the pieces. The position of Dr. Besigye, and that was raised by Mr. Ofono-Pondo. You need to respond to that. Is Dr. Besigye being a part of this, that is the confusion that is going on, because he's larger than life?
Confusion.
There is confusion, certainly,
There is no
except we
confusion.
don't know
The
who is causing
confusion
it.
is in your brain.
Okay.
Is it?
Okay.
So the
Okay.
entire Uganda, 47 million people
No,
were
look,
all confused.
Look me straight in the eye. There is no confusion. The confusion
Okay.
is in you.
Oh, wow.
Okay. There is no confusion, but there is.
confusion
Now
is
I don't know. What should I call it?
How have they referred to
Fracas.
Cassiano just now here?
To
How did they refer to Cassiano just
Selfish.
now?
dishonest, selfish.
Confused.
Dishonest,
disgruntled.
dishonest
Yes,
by excellence.
I think
Now,
you've given
those
me the
things
time.
that are going on now, I'm going to avoid certain words.
I want you to
What word
ask
should I
me.
use?
I
What-
want you to ask me after him, and I explain to you yet again.
Okay, start, and then I'll come to Honorable.
Clearly, the
Musumba.
narrative was
Number
planned.
one,
Yes.
I think the most important thing that Ugandans should understand is that once somebody is elected a member of parliament, you are sworn in as a member of parliament. I think it's Article 81. You are actually eligible to serve Uganda in any position.
Yeah.
I
agree.
don't want this issue whereby Ugandans think it must be you. If it is the right appointment, it must be me. I think that is wrong. That's one thing that I don't want to hear Ugandans talking about. If we want to bring democracy in the country, once somebody is elected, I supported Deno Muntu. And for me, I made it very clear. My party president knows. He called me for my support. I told him point blank, I said, for these elections, I am not supporting you. And that's all about me. I'm straightforward. But that doesn't mean that when he was elected a party president, I have to respect him. It is a decision of the party members who came in Nambole, and they decided to elect him. He is my party president. I have ever gone for meetings at the headquarters and shared a lot of things with him. Now, one thing I don't want also to, I don't want to even think about. Why should Ugandans always think it is Muntu, it is Muntu and Kizza Besigye? I have been asked by media in parliament, where do you belong? Are you General Muntu's man? Are you Dr. Kizza's man? I said, I am FDC.
In opposition? Or?
You see, FDC, you go and join the party simply because you agree with the ideology of the party. And that is it. Because today or tomorrow, God forbid, if Dr. Kizza Besigye dies, if Muntu dies, you mean that should be the end of FDC? You mean that should be the end of you leave the party and you move away? I don't want to behave like NRM who thinks it is President Museveni who is everything. So, for that matter, I'm bringing the point very clear to you. From now onwards, people should not, try to tie parties to individual. It should be based on ideology of the party and what the party offer the country as Uganda.
How should we resolve?
Therefore,
how are you going to be resolving your issues without it coming out?
I am bringing it now. I am coming up with that issue.
I'm coming back to you after Honorable Salam.
So, for that matter, when Betty Aolu-Chan, Honorable Member of Parliament, is appointed as leader of opposition, that is a decision of the leadership of the party.
True.
And a leader of opposition does not serve as an individual. We, as shadow cabinet, we have meetings every Tuesday. And in the meeting, we raise issues, we discuss it, and we come to the conclusion. And that is a position that is read to the media by the leader of opposition. As I talk with you, next Tuesday, it will be Betty Aolu-Chan who will be sharing what? The shadow cabinet. She will come out with the shadow cabinet. Whether I'm there or not, that's not an issue. When you're elected to parliament, you're elected to serve your electorates. You should not come because you want to be leader of opposition. After all, I buy the idea from Norbert Mao, he's not here. My chairman, Norbert Mao, said, leader of opposition is like a leader of people who are in prison. If you say, I want to serve as leader of opposition, like you're in prison and you want to serve, it doesn't make sense to me. So what matters now? This is a very small thing. What are we offering Uganda as a country in FDC? And I think this debate of leadership in parliament must stop. That is one branch of FDC. We have another branches all through Uganda in the districts, and the FDC should do the right work to deliver Ugandans from the prison. That is the point.
In 20 seconds, can you answer this?
You're the happiest prisoner.
Is there a better way, before I come to Honorable Salam, is there a better way you can handle all this, to avoid the word confusion?
It is what it is.
Let me call it confusion, because that is what it is. Is there a better way this type of confusion can be sorted out within the House, so that it doesn't come to us in the media, so that if it is coming like leaks which can be denied, and that you solve it within yourselves? Is there a better way you can do it?
I am a very clear-minded member of FDC.
No, I'm saying for the
it
party,
is very
not
clear.
yourself.
That's what I'm trying to bring forward.
Yes.
I have advised the party, and I want to repeat it. We should go for a retreat. Why should somebody say it should not be Honorable Salam Musumba, it should be him? Why do you think it should be you, not Honorable Akol, not
Are you concerned about this?
So for
Are
that
you concerned
matter,
about what we saw on the trigger?
I am concerned.
Good.
Obviously, I should be concerned as a party member.
Good.
I am concerned
Honorable
about
Salam Musumba.
Yes, please.
Do they concern you to start with, as you take on the points that you wanted to make?
Yes, background noise truly concerns me.
Background noise.
Background noise concerns me.
Honorable Salam
And let
is
me tell you
interesting
why
also.
it concerns me. Because we have laid out the structure of the party and how things get done. When you serve at the pleasure of the leader, That must be ingrained in all of us, that you serve at the pleasure of the what? Of the leader. Now, the
Not the
position, what? No, in the party. Now we are talking about the party.
Okay.
Because the party is a vehicle that delivers political leadership, aggregated political leadership. You, as the MP, delivers yourself. All right? Now, where we have found ourselves is opposition in positions. We have opposition in positions, ring-fencing positions. We consider this as a deployment. When you're deployed in Parliament, you do your part, and I do my part too. We want to be able to live by example, to tell Ugandans, look, there can only be one leader at a time. And for that party, for now, it is engineer. You keep forgetting that he's an engineer.
I know.
Engineer villager.
No.
Patrick Amuriat Oboy is now the leader.
Honorable. Honorable engineer.
You have coined, you have constructed a narrative of making him look like a shadow of Dr. Besigye. He's not. He's a man of himself. You want to repeat that trigger? That's a man with brains, a man with focus, a man with clarity. You cannot fold him.
George Bush used to read very good speeches.
I don't know George Bush, sir.
Okay.
I'm telling you about Patrick Amuriat Oboy.
Okay.
He's neat. And like it or not, he is the leader.
All right.
And he is going to carry us to the next delegates conference. So please don't reduce this debate into a potato debate.
Okay.
The guy who was supposed to do this reshuffle did it. Were the people who were eligible to be picked, were they the ones? Yes. So where's the
My concern has not even been that. And if you remember what I said, I did not say in any way that the person who did it in error. I have not said that.
So
what I have just showed you is you are not any different from what you claim.
No.
And I repeat, claim that the NRM is doing. Because you are clinging on to power as the people.
We are not.
I think
You are.
let's get Charles.
Those are individuals.
You are. You are clinging on to power.
No, we are
You
not.
are clinging on to power.
Do not
What you are
divert.
claiming today.
No,
okay.
please.
Let me ask you a simple question.
Yes, please.
Yes. You're saying you serve at the pleasure of the leader.
Yes.
The leader effected his change.
Yes.
When it was effected,
Yes.
how was it received? You have a member
Can I
of your group.
respond?
No, let me be very clear with you, Honorable
So is
Kenya.
that his
A
fault?
member of your group
Yes.
stood up.
Yes.
Who is been one of your bright stars, stood up. The people who have criticized continuously, the NRM is trying to cling on to power. The NRM does not want to give up power.
So where do
He
you fault
stood
the
up.
party?
No, he
Where
stood
do
up.
you fault the
Okay,
leader?
you want to go there? We can even go there.
No, we can't.
You have had
No, we
Honorable,
can't. You
you
can't
have
take
had
us
Dr.
there.
Kizza Besigye,
No, no, please,
who
you
has
can't take
claimed
us
over
there.
and over.
Yes.
You see, Andrew Mwenda sat here on this same show and claimed,
in
and
that-
I am
in
giving,
that bad seat.
I am giving this as an example. Like him or not, Andrew Mwenda sat here and said, up to today, the opposition has not showed any different from what is there. You see, you have over and over, you have showed us as a people. Personally, that day you show me different, I will follow you.
Because you
If
have
you have just showed us that you are
No,
different.
I think you're missing the point.
No, I'm not missing the point. You have
No,
not
he's
showed
You
us.
are missing
his
the
own
point.
You have not
narrative.
showed us different.
No, we have.
Okay.
Let
Okay,
it be,
can we
let
allow-
it be
We
for
have.
running for presidency.
We have.
Let it be for giving
have.
up positions. You are not ceding anything. Everything.
To who?
To even to yourselves.
Honorable.
Where?
Today.
Honorable. Okay.
No, please.
Fabrice.
You are
Let
on the wrong
let
trajectory,
Honorable
my brother.
Salam finish her point, and then I'll come to OO, and then to Honorable Kanya, and then again I make a round again with you. Honorable Salam Musumba, wind up your
You
point.
say I worry when I hear young men with so much potential.
There goes the condensation.
No, I don't want to condensate you. I am just telling you that the narrative is infectious. The NRM narrative is infectious because you see things which even are not there. I want you to use objective parameters to judge a situation. Don't
Which
color
I am
them.
doing,
You're
Honorable.
not, sir. You're not, sir. Don't color situations the way you would like them to appear. When there is no authority on anything.
I gave him as an example. I didn't claim
Let
you as an authority.
Honorable, I'm
So
coming to you.
don't
I'm coming to you after
brag
Honorable Salam.
about that.
Honorable Salam,
Yes.
first ignore Fabrice a bit. He will have his point.
Yes.
But I need you, given the kind of the shambolic signs that we have seen.
Opposition in positions.
Yes.
Correct.
I need you to first tell us in a bit
Yeah.
what shows that the FDC right now is robust, the FDC is very competitive, the FDC is better than the man or the party they seek to replace. Just show us that in a minute before I bring in OO.
We have
especially in light of the things we have seen.
We have had 7 national delegates conferences since
this
formation, at which we have shared the power and the decision making, at which we have changed leaders, at which we have maintained that you serve 2 terms in a position and cede it. And that has happened to all of us. We have elected leaders periodically as provided for in the Constitution. We have 2 past presidents.
Past as in P-A-S-S-E-D.
Past. They went away.
P-A-S-T as in English.
Not
in Lodama.
You don't get any hash.
They passed by.
You see, he glorifies this young
but
man.
These people.
This
but OO is a student of OO. I can watch it.
I agree.
No.
Incorrigible. You just can't do
He's
nothing.
listening from OO.
And so, on that parameter, we are for sure ahead of everybody, ahead of the pack. We have...
How many has DP had?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're ahead.
And I want to take you at another structural area. In providing leadership in Parliament, we have followed the rules in providing that leadership. And I want to tell you that it's only Parliament that can kill the leadership we are providing.
Okay.
We see signs we see signs of obstruction in Parliament because we know for sure that NRM has just changed its leadership. Nobody heard about it.
Okay.
And ours, we are just at the level of celebrity level. The people who are reading about us, we are just beyond celebrity level.
Definitely. When you fight in a market, you make
celebrity level.
Sorry, not honorable yet.
You see,
going forward.
It's okay when you close yourself in a huge room and you shout and you listen to your echo. That's okay. I think that's what Honorable Salam is trying to do. But I want to go back. People who said changing positions, elective positions. As everybody knows, Honorable Salam here was a member of Parliament for Bugabura South.
Yes.
When she lost that, she went for chairman of the district. Chairman, she prefers being called chairman.
The position is chairman.
When she lost that one, she went for municipality when it was created. And so, changing positions, whenever there's an opportunity, I think it is in her DNA. But she's faulting us.
I can't fault you.
Yes,
I can't fault you when you've done nothing.
When this change was made, last week, I think Friday.
It was third.
Yes, by Honorable Amri Atoboy, the president of FDC. It wasn't NRM people or people in the media who began throwing the tantrums. It was the leader of opposition, then the leader of opposition in Parliament, who said, I've not been notified, my term hasn't ended, and I am not handing over office until December.
I think
listen, well, if she has made, if she has corrected herself, that's okay. Listen.
She was
misquoted. Well, if she was misquoted, there has been Honorable Katuntu, who has said more than once that this is not a reshuffle, and it's also on the record, including on Capital Gang, where I was with him. He said, this is a part, and as has been seen, at the trigger.
And is it?
3, Honorable Robert Centenary, who was on this TV this morning, and Honorable Robert Centenary, what was he saying? Saying it was not decent to announce, for somebody to hear in rumors that she has been shown the exit, and so on and so forth.
Has been redeployed.
Honorable Odongoto, Honorable Odongoto, Honorable Okupa on that show. He said, I wouldn't want my party to make me look shambolic. That's what he said on that.
He said that I don't want my party to be made a laughing stock.
A laughing stock, because
yes.
Yes, shambolic and laughing stock. Yeah. Why would we have? Why, if you say you won election, why do you say you have a minority government? Why do you appoint a shadow cabinet? That confusion, that confusion did not come from us. It came from your former commissioner of parliament and a member of parliament making his 25th year. No, but listen, I'm making my point. So, please, I want to absolve NRM. I want to absolve NRM from being the instigators of the tantrums in your circles. We are not the ones who, after we are not the ones who, after your delegates conference, in which Muntu lost, we are not the ones who said we are going for a parallel consultation around the country. I'm going to tell you with the possibility of creating a third force.
Why did we get a petition challenging the validity of the election?
I don't sit in your forum.
The rest is background noise. I want you to be able to defend
it is Amriat who has just said, Amriat, who has just said today that you must make a choice.
Whether you are FDC,
whether you are with the FDC or you're not in FDC, in the case of Arua, it is not us.
Oh, that's background noise.
So you have made your point.
According to you, all that is
background noise.
Inconsequential
by the president.
You want us.
President can't.
If you are the one who's honest,
he's the one who said it.
Honorable Salam Musomba, if you are the one who's honest, more honest than Honorable Kassiano Wadri, you want us to believe you that is just mere background noise, honestly?
Let me tell you.
Okay, Honorable Salam, I will come back to you.
Really twist
Honorable Salam, write it down. You will respond to it after. Honorable Ikanya, going forward, are you worried that from what the president has said,
he said we dangle bonds.
Honorable Engineer Patrick Amuriat has said, that someone has to choose between whether they are FDC or they are something else. Are you worried that you probably will lose some members in light of what is going on? Or you no longer care, you want them to take the decision?
No, Charles, we need to appreciate the environment.
Or you are going to have meetings like Honorable Akol suggests to reconcile members and bring them back to the fold?
All options on the table.
But and that's true.
But we need to.
I like these guys.
We need to appreciate the environment upon which we are operating.
Yes.
32 years of having the political water of this country polluted.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Yes.
Do you still count it as 32 years when you're counting? When you are talking about the difference between FDC and NRM,
no,
or you should first lift some few where you were together.
No, that's the part I want you to finish. That's the part
where the individuals are there. No need to lift when we are together, because who has been the head of state for 32 years, contaminating the political water? What FDC is doing, trying to clean and purify the political water. So you have
with the same people.
Please understand, because we are in this water together. You have been contaminated, you are moving with the typhoid, but you don't know. What FDC is doing is trying to purify the water, remove the typhoid, remove the germs, and sometime, as a process of cleaning and purification, you find that some individual carry that germs and some people get infected. No!
Into FDC.
Because these people have been polluted. The political environment of Uganda for 32 years has been dominated by one person, Mr. Museveni.
So even the problem, all these problems of FDC, opposition for position, all these are because of the same Museveni man.
Exactly, because when he lost election in 1980, he opted to carry the gun. We have opted to engage politically to clean the water using dialogue and allow people debate positively. We have not taken that very disastrous path. And therefore, you need to appreciate the FDC, that people are free to contest, to disagree. We are not in a structure like the current NRM, where if you raise your head like a mama tried to raise his head, it is hit. People are called in Ambole, you are suffocated. You are used like General Kale Kaihura has been used, and you are locked in Makindye. You are used and you are denied business opportunity. For us in FDC, we allow people to debate. And that's why Honorable Kola said he supported General Muntu. But now, he's a member of the party. Honorable Semuju was chairperson of General Muntu. He supports. And therefore, even some of these people, when you have quoted Centenary, I can tell you, I've been in touch with the Centenary. This debate and discussion is held for growth of a party in a political environment that has been contaminated, the water of the politics of Uganda full of typhoid, where some of my brothers are still holding themselves.
And some of them you are appointing towards.
Yes, some of them we appoint, but when we send our doctors to examine and we find that the medicine that has been applied on them is not working very well, they are advised. you get the point.
You try again.
That is the process, and we are sure that given opportunity, we are going to have leaders that are tested, that are tried, that the people of this country will trust at the right time once God grants us opportunity.
So you agree that you're not yet at the right time?
Because I'm telling you, 32 years of political water being contaminated, full of typhoid, malaria, and sorts of virus. And that's why, just look at Lake
So, Honorable Kanya, what you're saying is right now, Ugandans should not trust you yet because you're still trying to first find a cure for your disease.
No, you are failing to understand who has contaminated the political environment. YK, you are president.
You're our president. Our president.
I have a people's president. I'm the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Get it clear.
Okay.
And therefore, you are still behind YK, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, that continues to contaminate the political environment. Every year, when the water cannot be used by the people of Uganda, they push the pipe deeper and deeper in Lake Victoria. What FDC is trying to do by organizing internal democracy, allow people to express their opinion. And we find that the medicine that we are applying to clean the political environment has not applied properly on you. You jump out, you become Kasiano Wadri. You jump out, you become others whom I don't want to mention. But we grant them opportunity. You get the point? Where we are going to have dialogue like what he has proposed to say, my brother, I think we can apply another different type of medicine, get back, because our mission is to clean the body politics of Uganda.
So what we are doing is we are sending to the people.
Okay, let me
not try and error. We are specialists.
Because Kasiano Wadri belongs to your hierarchy.
No, let me conclude. Engineer Amuriat Oboy, our president, contested in the CA even before Kanukiza Besige left the NRM.
I did contest.
You get the point? And she did the same.
Yes.
And therefore, but within the NRM, let me not describe it, because at the end of the day, if OO accepts that he's ready to accept the medicine that we apply,
you will heal him.
We shall heal him and shall present.
Good. I need us to go for a break.
The medicine doesn't just work because you have accepted the medicine. It must be the proper medicine. The diagnosis must be the proper one.
It's like giving chloroquine to someone who has a tummy.
There is a message from Honorable Chanjo, and he says, he's listening and watching us, and he says, Charles, I'm honestly fascinated by that NRM young man, and I want you to thank him for me publicly. That talk of Kasiano is not hungry, is an insult to MPs.
Thank you, sir.
Patrick Oboy Amuriat paraded the same argument during harmonization meetings for Bujiri. They said Basalirwa is not desperate. FDC councillors gave him a position with the fat pay at KCCA. He said that he requested that I read this, and thank you so much, Honorable Chanjo, for that. We need to go for a break at this point, and when we come,
Charles,
yes,
I was part of those meetings. If you want us to open those meetings, if Honorable Chanjo would want us to
Tell
open
him now.
If Honorable Chanjo, you want us to open those meetings,
You
it's not gentleman.
Good. Let's go for a break at this point, and when we come back, we shall be looking at the way forward as we wind up the evening. This is the Frontline. Stay here. Don't move anywhere. Let's go for a break. Gentlemen and lady, we are back on air. This is the Frontline. Gentlemen and lady, we are back on air. This is a good one. Someone called Pascal Thembo says, happy birthday, NBS Frontline at NBS TV. I'm excited that I have kept with you for 2 years. That should go to you and, you know. Yes, and...
They're most welcome.
Yes, it's
Not a thank you.
Now, before we go, we went into the break. I had requested to bring in Fabrice at this point. Going forward, we now need to, we are in the last segment and we have just about 18 minutes to do this. What do you think should be the way forward? What is in your view, a winning formula for what is going on or against what is going on?
Thank you, Justice. First of all, I'd like to suggest to the FDC, be the change.
To parties?
Yes, to all the opposition parties. Be the change that you want to see. Honestly, if you're claiming to us that you are different, and again, I'm not here to blow the trumpet of NRM, which you have done for NRM, without question. My brother, Honorable Kanya, can claim we have dangled bonds, we have corrupted, we have paid, we have done this and that, they polluted the waters. But you see, it's like saying, this is polluted water, but you come back and play in it. That's what you're doing. You can't claim you're curing something that clearly you're suffering from yourself. What would I think would be the way forward? One, let's stop the blame game. I have loved Honorable Akkol's approach. One, they honestly need a reality check. That's one. Two, they need honest and direct dialogue among themselves. Three, they need to stop hoodwinking people into thinking that they are actually doing something extremely different from what's happening in the NRM. I've told you over and over, I agree with you, you are different. Because we would not do that. No, what I'm saying, you are claiming you're different. And I agree with you, you are different. But what you're doing shows that honestly what you claim we are is actually in reality what you are. Last but not least, I would say, again, thank you for showing your true colors to the people that you're governing. Thank you for showing that you're following, that there is no big difference that you're going to give them from what you claim is the reality of the country.
Okay, let me read this. The problem we have in Africa is that leaders have failed to appreciate the fact that having different ideology does not have to bring up enmity between the two contradictory parties. Then someone called Boss Wad Lewis says, Honorable Salam claims that FDC is not different from NRM. Please, Charles, ask her, will Amuriat run for president in 2021 on the FDC flag? No. Or will it be like NRM with one constant candidate? That is...
Can you tell him to come and contest? Ask him to come.
No, it might not be your party member.
You see, he wants to test.
Yeah.
I'm inviting him to come and contest.
Okay.
I'm opening bids.
And selling to the highest bid.
Actually, let me now. You respond now more officially to these issues that I've read as we go round.
You see.
And also make a way forward.
We have a collective future to work for.
As a country?
As a country and as a people. You know that?
Yes, ma'am.
True.
And therefore, we should be kind to ourselves in understanding the political situation that obtains today. and the need for all of us to clean up. The best model should be you, NRM, and we are demanding from you leadership that is exemplary. Not leadership that is too many words meaning nothing, because you've excelled at it. Usually they used to call it propaganda, but it doesn't even pass for that. It doesn't. We are duty-bound.
Is laughing from ear
We
to
are
ear.
duty-bound to lead our parties efficiently and effectively, and to, if we believe in constitutionalism, to follow our own constitutions first. That is our biggest test. Not amending on a daily basis. Appoint, elect a Secretary General, appoint a Secretary General, then elect. We should be stable within our parties. Intra-party stability is so important as a building block to multipartyism.
Okay.
I want to advise that we all serve the people of Uganda, and we serve at our given best locations. This country is saying to all of us, give us the leadership we deserve in the 21st century. And I want to promise that, yes, FDC is doing just that, and we will do even better. We have a robust party, a party that has withstood all the tear gas, all the propaganda, all the malice, all the sabotage from OO, all the machinations, everything. And we still are here, and we want to promise you that we will be here. We will change leadership. I was hoping that your generation would find my party the better party, because it's making space for you.
Clearly it hasn't.
Do not clog the top, because you don't belong there. You belong to change, the change that you deserve, you and your generation.
Okay. Honorable Ekanya, way forward, the better formula. What do you envision for your party, for the country?
You know, the people of this country needs to have confidence and trust in FDC, because we have set up a system that helps to purify and clean. When I say 32 years, if you are in some part of Uganda, Kisoro, and the only hospital available is Mulago, with no theater, or with a theater without the necessary infrastructure, with a blood bank without blood, you have to go there and fight for your life. What the NRM has set in terms of politics for this country, and FDC is trying to survive within, is no different from the apartheid system that Nelson Mandela fought and managed. We can only bring the necessary change that the people of this country aspire for when we have managed to use all necessary means to survive and turn it into something positive and better, the way Nelson Mandela and ANC fought apartheid. Just like our children who are suffering under UPE. That's the alternative they have. And therefore, the alternative we have is to make sure you get some people, they might have certain character that we may not desire. But we have a system that you go through, and if you misbehave, we cannot coerce you, we cannot tie you, put you in the barracks, but we can assure you, you will not survive with that negative character.
Okay.
And therefore, all is well.
Thank you.
Okay. With FDC.
We are well.
With Uganda.
We are well.
Honorable Akol, your way forward.
Well, the question was, which was brought forward, is whether our president will contest in the next election. In FDC, we have opportunity for everybody to come as a flag bearer.
A member.
So any member of the party, when the time comes for selecting who is going to be the flag bearer, will contest. And then if he's the one who will pick the form to be a candidate, that will be okay.
What I understood, just a minute, what I understood from this from this question was not the direct question of asking for an opportunity. What I understood is that he was asking, it was actually a challenge.
No,
that
we want to invite him.
Just like NRM continues,
We want to invite him.
continues pushing for Museveni, that FDC has a constant candidate in the name of Besigye. That is what this gentleman was saying.
I am
him.
exactly
That there is no difference, and he's challenging you
We want him
that
to
the
make that
candidates that
difference.
we now know that will be on the ballot paper, at least we know two. Since the constitutional amendment, one will be President Museveni for NRM, the other one will be,
Kizza
as day follows night, Kizza Besigye. 2001,
I totally-
reincarnated. That is what the guy is
I totally
saying.
don't want to rule it out.
You see the way
that
Honorable
Dr.
Salam
Kizza
Musumba is
Besigye
looking at me.
will not be on the ballot.
You know, it's the narrative
That
that,
will
begins
depends-
to irritate me.
That will
You will,
depend.
I have another minute for you.
Honorable,
Yes.
Please.
The beauty of
I want to
debate
bring
is
it
that
very clearly.
Yeah.
Every time Dr. Kizza Besigye has been on the ballot paper,
Yeah.
it has gone through elections. Not the way it is done in NRM. It is one person. The changes are at the lower level.
Oh, is
Ask
listening to you.
him if they will at least pick any form to go and contest with President Museveni.
other
Never.
than the last
No, we have
election.
to ask.
They know very well it is not possible, and that is it.
Honorable, other than
Now-
the last election, every other time
Now-
it has been it's been the case.
So,
No, sir. Are
President
you new?
Museveni
Are
and
you
Dr.
new in
Kizza
NRM?
contesting
Other than
is
the
not a
last
problem.
election.
We shall ask
The
of
problem
Otto
is
Gong.
how do
Ask
Dr.
of Otto
Kizza
Gong.
come to be on the ballot paper,
No, I'm
and how will
suggesting,
President Museveni
instead
come
of
to the
asking,
ballot?
we shall ask Okoto Gong that
Okoto
question.
Gong will
Yes,
answer
yes,
that
yes.
one.
Two, you see, I don't want people to behave like in the animal farm, the story, where
All
some
animals
animals are more equals than the
all are-
others. Therefore, I have made it very clear that once somebody is elected to be a member of parliament, the person is capable to lead in any position that the leadership of the party feels the person
They
can
should
be appointed.
assign her
Correct.
or him. Okay.
To add on that, FDC, like any other party, like any other family, like any organization, there will always be problems.
Challenge.
What matters is how are you solving the challenges ahead of
Exactly,
you?
and that is what I wanted you guys to respond
And that's
to.
what matters. So for me, as a very open, minded person, I feel if there are people who are aggrieved, there are processes how you can solve problem in FDC.
Are
We
you
have
not-
the
are you not
disciplinary committee.
outnumbered?
We have all possible ways that somebody
Are you
can
not
address
outnumbered
By who?
by
By yourselves.
by yourselves?
No.
no. I don't know by themselves.
I mean,
I
It's
am
not
talking
even
about-
tenable. It's
well,
not tenable.
You see,
I'm asking whether that approach to resolving issues is not in the minority.
No,
it is
no,
not.
no.
What
I
happened
feel
when
we
it
is
still
happened?
have the
an
opportunity to
open
solve the
platform.
issues within FDC.
Okay.
And that's why I said, like a family, like organizations, like parties, I mean, there are problems, there are challenges, but there are ways of
Certainly.
addressing it.
Good.
And I think, as FDC, these
We
issues are
shall
going
address
to
it.
come and go.
Like he
And
said,
we will
all
always
is
be
well.
together. We will be always together, and we provide solutions
really-
for
Okay.
Ugandans.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's
Oh,
possible.
way
Yeah,
forward.
Was in the
Well,
changes.
Way forward. Yes, Honorable
Let me
Kanya.
just give you a
And
minute.
how is it being
that we
handled
had
by
a
the
challenge
person?
when
Listen,
Honorable Napta and myself and Jenumutu contested. There was a petition, it was processed,
Yes.
disposed, and everything went on harmoniously. And therefore, the people of this country should not be worried. We have the mechanism.
Don't worry.
Honorable Kanya,
Oh,
why is it
way
okay for
forward.
you people to handle your things the way you handle them, but when the NRM handles its things the way it handles them, you call it undemocratic? If you're saying every family, every organization has a way,
I want to give you 1
You
minute
have had
each,
no
but after
internal
all,
democracy, therefore you cannot offer what you
give
don't have.
Well,
You
Honorable
offer what you have.
Akol, Honorable Akol, and Mr. Fabrice,
Well,
we have listened to you. Let's listen to OO.
I said it is
Way
okay,
forward.
but not productive to listen to your own echo, especially if it's a false echo.
Background noise.
Yes.
Be careful.
Kanya here, Honorable Kanya told us all options are on
The
table.
table.
For the record,
including fighting.
I think even this reshuffle to come the way it came and the responses it enlisted, it appears to me that the people who consider themselves the victors, the ones on this table tonight, and as you and I know, there's somebody who declared coming. There's somebody who declared to come to debate here because he didn't want a public confrontation.
Who?
I think.
What do you know about?
Yes. I think. By the time this came to this, the avenues for amicable, persuasive, peaceful resolution of this matter is narrowing and narrowing. And I think
Why do you think so?
When you listen to Salam Musumba, you listen to Ekanya, you listen to the threat Amriat made there, you must make a decision whether you are FDC or not. I think each side is calling a bluff to the other. Let me just before you come.
Well, yes, from you. Remember when you told Sechi Kubos that you have to choose?
Yes, she said I'm the political ideologue. I hope they're learning from us. For us, we are decisive. We are not cowards. If it's a Mama Babazi, we are decisive.
You don't threaten.
Yes, we don't threaten.
So then they are just threatening.
If you're honorable to answer, we are decisive.
Is this a threat?
We are decisive. But look here.
A lesson to learn.
Who accused the former leader of opposition for abandoning consultation and never going to Najanankumbi? It wasn't us.
Who was it?
Yes. One of the accusations against Winnie Kiza is that, and what Saddam said here, they want a leadership in the parliament,
a team
which is in tandem with the party leadership. And there has been accusation that Winnie Kiza and a number of MPs, the ones who was Abdul saying purging,
the 28 and 29,
have long gone abandoned, going to Najanankumbi, reporting and receiving instruction. One of them was on this show today, Honorable Centenary and others, saying that for them they have even ceased making contribution.
That is false.
Well, I'm saying
the treasurer is here.
No. This is what Centenary said. And one of the reasons one of the reasons Centenary said here is lack of accountability.
Lie.
Yes, well, it could be lying.
The treasurer is here.
Well, it could be no.
Exchequer.
I wouldn't doubt FDC people if they are lying. Yes, I wouldn't doubt. Like Kanye here has said that one of their problems is NRM dangling bonds. Now, that has been said by Kanye.
Yes,
now,
dangling bonds.
So if their leaders are taking bonds, why should Uganda?
I have not said the leaders.
Why should or being tempted by bonds?
Dangling.
Why should Ugandans trust them with steak?
Being
and
lured.
And beef.
Listen,
bacon.
Yes, if they're taking bonds, most likely dry bonds, not even wet bonds. Why would Ugandans trust them with steak, fresh steak?
You're different.
Yes. You or asking that?
One thing correct.
I'm coming back. I need to wind up in 30 seconds.
Yes, so
and then I do the last round, which is your.
If all wish is the what? If all
wishes
were horses.
Were horses.
Yes. Even the beggars would.
Okay.
Right. You have changed it.
Yeah. Yes. The FDC people would want a harmonious. This to appear to be harmonious. Unfortunately, it is not.
Okay.
I foresee. I would recommend to them.
Yes.
That I foresee that this is going to be irreconcilable, antagonistic contradiction. Like the one that has simmered, he quoted their race within Ndaramafabi. Yes, the paper tigers like Kenya withdrew, but the lion.
Not a paper tiger.
Yes, the
right
lion.
English. I
yes,
know you went to
the lion.
Landa Primary School.
Yes, but the lion in Ndaramafabi has continued to simmer, and they have now, in my view, they are nearing actualizing the intention of getting people who give total loyalty to the founding supremo of FDC.
Do you see another party coming out of FDC?
And it may not be a party, because I don't think.
Eventually, by 2020?
I am convinced that even the faction that is disgruntled, much as it has valid reasons, it has some numerical strength in the parliament, it doesn't have what it takes to make a viable third alternative.
Okay. Mr. Honorable Akol, 30 seconds. What will you be, our culture here, usually we ask you, what will you be doing next week going forward? Next week.
Before I go to that, there is no kind word that can come from you know. How do you put
We
it?
don't have time. We don't have time.
Okay.
Please.
What are you doing next week?
What I'm doing next week, I have my people from APA still camping in the UN compound, and we are trying all possible means. We are engaging all, stakeholders on this issue.
Okay.
So that is what is going on.
So you're going
in my
to be
constituency.
meeting
As I talk with you, I'm going back even now.
back to APA.
constituency, yeah.
I mean to the constituency.
Yeah.
Thank you so much and travel safely.
Well, I will continue contributing to the efforts towards degrading FDC, particularly
That is a word
Unapologetically.
The word from a co-wife.
yes,
You know how the
particularly
co-wife would
the
talk.
faction which
You are paid for that.
particularly the faction to which Honorable Sarah, my good friend, belongs to. Like I promised here when we were last here, said we are likely to do in Bujiri what we did to her in Kamuli. I'm going to do that next week and the weeks to come.
Okay, good. So you live by destroying
Yeah.
FDC.
These are the
Honorable
That is how he
Ikanya,
gets his
what will you be doing next week, in the next week?
Really, now my work is to ensure that we conclude the audit report of 2017 to ensure that there is proper accountability, and we file that audit report with the Electoral Commission as provided for in the law, facilitating the victory of Musema, Bruce in Arua, and ensuring that we strengthen the party throughout the country.
Okay.
Yes.
But can you confirm that the members have not withdrawn their funding?
No members. We receive contribution from all our members.
Okay.
And the records are very clear. We file this a public document according to the political party and
The month has
organization
not
act.
ended yet.
So
I think that was
But
a grammatical error.
Centenary, Honorable Centenary this morning on this table
Yes.
said that they stopped remittances as MP.
Maybe it tends to stop,
Maybe
but
he intends to stop.
but according to
Remember
the
this
accounts
happened
from
yesterday,
Parliament,
so-
we
No,
still receive
like I said,
the
Look into that camera
He
and
said
tell
it's
people
grammatical.
He says it's
that
grammatical error.
we have not,
Grammatical
because you have not, for about 8 months, Centenary said, look into that camera
No.
and tell the,
I am the Treasurer General of the FDC. Our accounts are
look
public.
into the camera, not at Ofono Pondo.
Yes,
Look
of
at
course.
that camera and say that I can say, I swear, that Honorable Centenary
Charles, I don't
lies.
need to swear because
Because you are the treasurer.
yes, I
Just say
don't need
he
to
lied.
swear.
He lied.
It
He
is a
lied.
fact. Let me tell you, according to the monthly remittances that we get from our members in Parliament,
Honorable Centenary.
Honorable Centenary and others are contributing.
So they lied.
Because
And
one
the-
of the sins you accuse Honorable Winnie Kiza of is that she participated in withholding those remittances.
No,
from
there was a
Parliament
time,
from-
by the way,
There's
let me put
only
this
one.
fact clear.
Okay,
that
now it is
there-
one.
No,
Now it's
no,
one.
no, no, I
Nothing.
think- no,
You
Charles,
listen,
please.
Yes.
It was Minister of Finance that
Yes.
was doing the cleaning of the accounting system by technical error. Deleted remittances that's supposed to go to FD's headquarters.
Correct.
And the money
No,
went to
let's listen to
Kasese.
him.
The money went to Kasese, and we called Kasese district. And Kasese district reconciled accounts. Why would I be here and tell all the people of this country that I receive money that I don't receive and file the returns with the Electoral Commission?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Thanks.
which one was a grammatical error?
Well,
That is fact.
Fabrice,
My
your
30 seconds.
next week, what will you be doing?
for a start, I like the fact that he has confirmed that someone sat on TV this morning and lied to Ugandans that he is not remitting.
Is that what you're doing next week?
Well, what I'm doing next week, what I'm doing next week is one.
You guys have
Like
been hilarious.
Honorable Musomba said, we are the future of this country. We are the ones to try and forge a way forward. I am hoping that next week I continue in that line. Honorable Musomba, just to be clear with you, I am not one of those people that you would call the psychopaths, if you would want.
Is that
If
what
you
you are
would.
doing next
No,
week?
yes, I am getting there, sir. That will follow blindly. I am hoping that next week what I'll be doing is still empowering youth to have minds of their own. That's one. Two, to empower the youth to try and make a difference in this country. And Honorable Musumba, I would love to be part of that change, as you claim. But if you show me a different light than what you're showing today.
Honorable Salam
Pathetic.
Musumba, what will you be doing?
Very pathetic from a young man. I've lost a friend,
Sorry.
my friend Yona Namawa.
Oh, Wapa.
Yes.
Sorry, it has been a devastating one.
I'll be with people of Sironko and Mafudu
When is burial?
to see of my dear friend Yona. It will be Saturday the 11th. There's something in Arua, and I'll be part of it. But I'll also be in Mayuge district. A friend of mine from the US is launching, has a fundraising walk, to which I've been invited. And I invite all of you to come and support her in a private citizens initiative to provide technical skills to skill Uganda.
Okay.
And I'll be busy in Arua. I'm going to be busy in Arua.
We'll see you there.
I will be in Arua, and I wish you, Bruce, a fine young man. We support.
Who is needy?
Come
very
on,
needy
come on.
and in debt.
Don't put words in me, please.
Okay.
You see, this junk, don't turn this into a junkyard. Don't turn this into a junkyard.
Treasury General.
Let's listen to Honorable Salam Musumba.
Bruce Musema is a fine young man, and he represents the future, the young people that FDC is dying to grow. And therefore, don't stay for him.
Good.
Allow him to be the future you are talking about. I'll be with you, Musema, Bruce, and I wish you well.
Thank you so much, Honorable Salam Musumba. The voice you're listening to last here has been the voice of Vice Chairman of the FDC, Honorable Proscovia Salam Musumba. Mr. Fabrice Rulinda, a young man and in NRM, communication specialist. Honorable Geoffrey Ikanya, FDC Treasurer General, Ofono Opondo, Executive Director of the Uganda Media Center, but also a frontliner. And congratulations to you for making 2 years, and to your friends you set this with. We can't forget your friends, Honorable Matembe and Honorable Chairman Mao, and Honorable Anthony Akol, who comes here and makes very good points whenever he comes, right from the days of the sugar in in Kakira, in Ginger. Is the MP for Kilak North. To all you, the viewers out there, congratulations again, because if you need to know, today we made exactly 2 years of doing this show, and we hope, thank you so much. We hope that as NBS we are being useful and increasing and expanding the space of debate and ensuring that your voices can be heard. And we are proud that you have been part of us, and without you, we wouldn't be what we are. And from the team here, the entire team at NBS, from the entire, the crew, the technical crew, Chris, Derek, and the entire team, my producer, Sabiti, and the rest of the team, thank you so much. And may God bless you. May you have a good week. And if there is anything I'll be doing next week, it is to pray for this country and to ensure that FDC, as well as NRM and the others, BP, UPC, JEMA, can be a good party. All of them should be better so that we continue serving this country. Thank you, and God bless you. Good night. Bye-bye.